Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age. Who is not a conservative? A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
Honey, you are diseased of the mind. This is a disease of the mind. Holy mother of earth. Woo-hoo! Do you hear her? I mean, I don't even know where the notes are so long. I don't even know what to do about it. Okay. So she's a liberal woman. She wants a traditional man that's not a conservative. Okay, first of all, most traditional men who are the provider protector type, which is what you're saying you want. You want a man who pays, you want a gentleman, you want the protector, you want a traditional masculine guy. Most of those guys are going to be conservative. Why, honey? Because liberal guys have swallowed the feminist bullcrap talking points. They're usually very simpy. They're usually very kind of like, they cower behind their women, right? They cower behind their boss babes because they swallowed all the talking points about how they're not the man of the house, about how they're not allowed to put their foot down about anything, about how, girl power. They've got their girl power T-shirt on at the gym, So those guys are not going to have the traditional masculine values that you want. That's why they keep popping up in conservatives. Okay, honey, it's not a coincidence, love. Oh, God. Next, you want a guy to be traditional. Are you a traditional woman? No, you say, I want a traditional man who does all of these things, right? I want him to pay the bill. I want him. And then you go on to say, well, I don't want to be confined to the traditional female role. I don't want to be a homemaker. I don't want to be necessarily a mom. I don't want to do the childbearing role. Okay, so what are you doing? You can't be a liberal woman without traditional values, not wanting to fulfill a traditional female role and attract a traditional man. That's your problem. You want to be able to be what? A feminist? You want to be someone who's, the man of the house and then also attract a man of the house? He doesn't want another man of the house. He wants to be it. He's not going to be drawn to you, right? Or maybe he'll be drawn to you initially because you're an attractive girl, whatever. And then he's going to learn about you and hear you talking about, oh, I don't really want to be confined to the roles. And your liberalism is going to start to reek. And he's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm out. Let me go find someone who doesn't find traditional female roles to be appalling to them. It's not, again, ladies, you can't ask for traditional masculine roles in men and then say, I don't want to fulfill traditional female roles as a woman. You can't do that and expect good results because guys also are allowed in this society to want and to ask and to say, I require the same way you want and ask and say, I require. And you're supposed to be a complement of each other. Do you see how this all got effed up? You're supposed to be the woman, love. You're supposed to have feminine traits. You're naturally attracted to a man with masculine traits, but because you've become so masculinized, he's not looking at you or he's not staying with you because he's actually looking to pair himself with a woman, not a carbon copy of himself. But do you see? You need to see it in her own words that she is outright saying, I don't want to fulfill my feminine duties, but you have to fulfill your masculine duties. Why am I having such a hard time finding a man who'll do that? Do you have any other rules for him, honey? Anything else that you don't want to bring to the table, but you're going to insist he bring to the table? This is why it's not working. And this is why you're winding up with a bunch of women who land at 32, crying, lost. Ooh, they're looking in the mirror. Oh, my collagen is depleting. They go to the doctor and they're hearing, oh, my egg reserves are, and they start to panic because they go through their 20s with all of this crap. Who told you that you were entitled to be masculine as a woman and that somehow that was going to attract a masculine man? Honey, you swallowed the brainwashing pill. Spit it out before it's too late.
She's looking for a man who's strong, protective, and kind. But here's the catch. She's not embracing the feminine side that drew him in. You can't ask for a hero and then push away the part of you that makes the connection spark.
Remove sex from a relationship and 90% of women have nothing to offer. Remove money and 90% of women will disappear. Honestly, he nailed it. Women today are useless. Ran through, materialistic, and draining your wallet. You'd be better off flying to Thailand and becoming a passport bro, because Western women, not worth it.
Guys are done pouring energy into women who only want stuff. Honestly, it's better to sleep in, stack that cash, and just enjoy life. Why chase someone who's all stress and bills anyway?
Describe a regular man for you, and I want you to tell me if you would marry this man.
Okay. I don't want no regular
5'8", about
Absolutely
35 to 50K per year. Would you marry that?
Hell no.
Hell no. He's below the poverty line. What are you talking about?
The poverty line is actually far less
regular.
than that.
Yes.
And raise your hands if you would marry him. Yes or no?
I don't even know any men in that
Okay, hold on.
position.
So no one at the table would marry this man, right? No. Okay. Congratulations. You and 1,000 other girls plus we've interviewed said the same exact thing. So it goes back to what I said. You said, most girls are going to get a regular man. No. Most girls want extraordinary.
They said, leave us alone. We're not interested in the average guy. So yeah, we stepped back. Because you can't build a future with someone who secretly holds resentment.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like, men want their lives as is. They want to go about their day exactly as it is, do whatever they would normally do, and just want somebody there when it's convenient for them, or, you know, for the things they want to do. Like, convince me I'm wrong.
Look at her, confident, unstoppable, and owning it. For years, men tried to prove themselves, only to hear it was never enough. Well, that stops now. We see our value, and we're done chasing anyone's approval.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and, you know, going out and discovering the world? What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing?
Remember when men actually put in the effort? Yeah, those days are gone thanks to modern women. And the kicker, most guys don't even bother to try anymore.
63% of men in the United States are single. And no, it's not because they're players, they're picky, or emotionally unavailable. It's because the dating pool isn't filled with women who are ready to build. It's filled with women chasing something else. Validation, independence, status, and personal freedom. All at the cost of actual connection. Let's be honest, being a good man doesn't get you very far anymore. Not when you're up against a culture that's told women they don't need you, shouldn't trust you, and definitely shouldn't center their life around building something with you. Feminism, at least the version of it we see today, has told women that a good man is optional, but self-fulfillment, that's sacred, that his needs are secondary, and that compromise is oppression. And if you're a man that's looking for a good woman, one who still values partnership, respect, and building something real, you're not crazy. You're just living in a culture that makes you feel like you are. But here's what they don't tell you. Those women do still exist. They're just not where you're looking. They're not loud and they're not trending. And contrary to all of those women, they're not trying to prove something to the world. But they are watching, waiting, looking for a man who leads, listens, and lives a life of purpose.
That's the route she picked. So why should he settle for anything less? Dating these days is crashing fast. No real love, no deep connection, just surface-level materialism.
There are way more single men under 30 than women. A Pew study revealed that 63% of men under 30 are single, while only 34% of women are single as well, which is a 12% increase for men from 2019, and only a 2% increase for women. There are also 5 million more women in the United States than men, and globally women are younger than their male partners, which could be a reason for the disparity. So why are more men single now? One psychologist says it's due to social media and watching naughty videos, and that men are getting their needs met without going out. And on the other side, women don't need to be in long-term relationships. They don't need to be married. They'd rather go out to brunch with friends than on a horrible date. But what about something in the middle? One psychologist says that we're in a crisis of connection and disconnecting from ourselves and each other, which sounds kind of familiar when you add up all the other societal decay caused by social media. But if we don't have social media, where else are we going to argue about toxic masculinity and feminism?
Men want peace, real calm, a life without drama. But somehow, women keep stirring chaos, turning brunch with friends into a bigger deal than love, stability, or commitment. Here's the truth. Men aren't chasing drama. They're busy building something real.
63% of men under the age of 30 are choosing to be single. The reality is they live in a culture where they kind of get what they want without having to be married. So they're like, why should I make that level of commitment? Everybody still desires to find someone special. They still want to have intimacy. They still want to feel loved and have a person who loves them unconditionally. So we can't look at this and say something's not working. If you do what most people do, you'll get what most people.
When it comes to marriage, the risk-to-reward ratio for men, totally off, and not in a good way. It's like giving everything and hoping for the best, but the odds aren't in their favor.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore and put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort.
There's plenty of pivotal moments. How about when a woman called a man weak for opening her car door? Or the time that men pursued women on dating apps and him saying, hey, how are you, wasn't good enough? How about the pivotal moment when a man is looking out into the open and happens to glance in a woman's direction and somehow he's undressing her with his eyes? Or how about the moment when women considered everything the bare minimum and nothing is ever good enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men have to fix everything in a relationship to make it work and women have to simply exist? Or how about the time there was a study done that said 80% of women find men unattractive, so why would they try anymore? Or the pivotal moment where men can be accused of SA or grape at any given moment by accident just because a woman is pissed off because she was rejected? Or what about the pivotal moment that women have constantly told men that they're so undesirable that they would rather pick a bear over a human being, as if men don't have feelings? Or how about the pivotal moment that every single man that ever chased a woman was considered a simp and women simply didn't respect them or want to be with them because they're chasing and they're trying too hard? What about the pivotal moment when the nice guy gets left because he's not toxic enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men can't even simply be respectful without it being considered creepy or too friendly? Or what about the time that women decided that not even Cheesecake Factory was good enough for a first date? That they didn't want to get to know men for who they are. They wanted to know how much money they made and their status. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound worth chasing. Okay, bye.
Try to chase a woman, show respect, or just be yourself, and somehow it's never enough. Next thing you know, you're labeled weird, creepy, or weak.
I am convinced that these men just don't like women. They just don't like us. Not saying that they like men, but they just don't like us. Every time we point out, like, where a man is lacking, right? So it's like, oh, we want men to be more romantic and give us flowers. Their comeback will be like, why am I getting a girl flowers? They're going to die anyway. Okay, you don't like us. I saw a meme yesterday, and it was a man like, when you're having a bad day, and she sends you a selfie, and your day gets worse. Huh? Y'all really hate us. We say like, oh, I love a man that opens the door for me. Why would I open a woman's door? She got two hands. She could open her own door. You hate us. Oh, we love like the girlfriend proposals, and we love the decorated hotel room. Why would I be decorating? Yo, just say you don't like us. Just say you don't like us. That's it. And we'll just move on. We'll just move on. Y'all can stop pretending that y'all actually like us. We get it. Y'all don't like us. It's cool. We're going to find somebody that does like us. And then we find the people that like us. Y'all be mad. It's no winning. It's no winning.
A woman can show up, even be amazing, but if the effort isn't matched, it doesn't matter. Here's the hard truth. Many men stopped valuing women because they were never valued the same. And that's why dating today feels like a losing game.
Why men don't stay friends with you after you've rejected them. Some women get offended when she's done friend zoning a guy and he wants nothing to do with her. She feels used. But here's the thing. It can be painful to be around someone you like that, knowing that they're probably pursuing somebody else. It can hurt his confidence. And he has a right to choose the relationships that he wants to be in, especially when he's not getting what he wants out of them.
Listen up, guys. If you're not her number one, then honestly, you're not a choice at all. Don't settle for anything less.
Is it actually true, right, that a girl can have 3 different guys hitting her up, showing so much interest that all want her? But then there's that 4th guy who wants absolutely nothing to do with her. But that's the guy that she wants. If so, which I think that's the case very often, please tell me why. I don't understand.
That gap between what men want and what they actually get? Yeah, that's exactly why so many have just stopped trying.
Look at this article I found today. The dangerous rise of men who won't date woke women. Pathetic. I know you probably can't tell, but I'm quite woke and very alert to social injustice. Woke discrimination in dating should not be tolerated. Also, who wouldn't want this? I mean, look at these bangs. They're perfect. Come to think of it, I've been single for the past 10 years, ever since I started free bleeding in women's marches. But what kind of man doesn't love that level of confidence? I don't even have that many dating requirements. I mean, he has to be a vegan, obviously, and he must have his pronouns in his bio. He must provide proof of vaccination and all his boosters, and he must wear an N95 mask or equivalent during sex, but forget about condoms because that's what abortion healthcare is for. He needs to be okay with the fact that I don't shave any body hair, but he has to be perfectly manscaped with the body of Chris Hemsworth. He also must be okay with the fact that I wear natural deodorant. It doesn't really work, but at least I don't have aluminum seeping into my skin. And last but not least, he must not like video games or sports. So I don't really know what the problem is. I'm a total catch. Did you ever think that maybe it's your attitude? Or maybe it's your irrational list of standards? What do you mean attitude? Also, I don't have to lower my standards for any man or anyone.
That gap between what men want and what they actually get? Yeah, that's exactly why so many have just stopped trying.
63% of men under 30 are single, and more than half of them aren't even trying to date. Why do you think that is? What do you think the root cause of that is?
And I feel like a lot of younger men that are single, that aren't even trying, they don't want to dedicate the time. They want to build their business. They want to make it to the gym. They want to travel. They want to do it. And you know what? Finding a real relationship is work. It's not that they can't get dates. It's that they can't get the right ones.
This right here, perfect example. You can spot them from a mile away. Once you see the pattern, there's no way to be fooled again.
There was a study called from the Pew Center Research conducted a study that said 63% of men under age 30 would rather stay home and watch porn than go on a date. Men say they are getting their needs met without having to go on a date. Would men rather stay single than be with a woman is the question.
That's what they're saying, pretty much.
63% of men.
I think they're cheap.
Yeah, they just ain't got no money.
They don't have money, which you should get your money up before you start dating. So it is cheaper to sit home and beat your meat than actually go out and find actual women to hang out with.
That's a sad reality.
I disagree.
Why? What do you think?
Is it less of
What
a
do you
headache
think?
to have
Here
to
we
deal
go.
with a woman or something?
There it goes. Like, it's a headache. Now I got to take you out. I got to hear what you had to tell your whole day.
That's why you take out people you actually like, and then you don't feel that.
Yeah, but then I got to get to know you first to like you, right?
Yeah.
So how do I get to know you?
Call on the
So you rather hand?
Hey, listen, I'm married.
Hey, you always gotta say. Okay, so
I don't got these nigga problems.
if you wasn't married,
I'd probably beat him by me at 100 miles an hour.
This right here, perfect example of why so many men are stepping away from dating. Look at them, sneering, acting like guys owe them attention, commitment, or cash. Meanwhile, men are realizing it's way easier and cheaper to just stay home than deal with entitlement, judgment, and endless drama. Thanks for tuning in to Manhood. If you want exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this hit home. Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments. We read every single one. See you tomorrow.